I done put on a cute lip. My hair is humongous. And I got my shoulders out. Y'all better watch these videos. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Hey. Whew, not that y'all care or even notice, but I have been away for a while. And every time I'm gone, somehow, some way, I end up with more fragrances. So obviously today is going to be another fragrance haul. Now some of these new fragrances I have to discuss with you all today, there is some familiarity, but most of these, just to keep it interesting, I have absolutely no idea what they smell like. I have been letting these fragrances sit for weeks until I was able to muster up the energy to film this video, so that way we can share the first impression of these fragrances on camera together. I just feel like that's going to be a lot more interesting, candid, and probably hilarious. So all of that to say, we're going to be deep diving into some new fragrances on the channel. But before we get into today's video, you all make sure that you are subscribed and be sure to hit the notification bell, boo, so you don't miss when I upload another video. Duh. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, I would greatly appreciate if you give me a thumbs up, because that really helps support the channel. And of course, if you are interested in purchasing or sampling any of the fragrances that I mentioned here today, make sure that you shop via the links down below in the description box, because that also really helps to support the channel and you're gonna buy it anyway. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, and before we get started, because I feel like people are going to ask, this is that viral Fenty Beauty the Fuchsia lip gloss. What's it called? Fuchsia Flex. I got this during the Sephora VIB sale. I didn't bother doing a haul because y'all don't give a fuck. Anyway, if you are interested in seeing of the new additions to my fragrance collection, make sure you keep watching. Whew. All right. So where do we want to start? Now, I don't typically talk about discovery sets in my fragrance hauls. I try to leave that more so for, you know, travel sprays and up. But I do want to make mention of this discovery set from our very own Jackie Aina, the Forever Mood discovery set, just because it's new and, you know, I want to share my thoughts. Excuse me, one of them dropped out. And it's my favorite. All four of them come with 3 ml testers. If you are familiar with fragrance testers, you usually only get 2 ml. So that little extra ml can definitely help you to get a bit more experience with the fragrance and really decipher whether or not you want to invest in, you know, a travel spray or even the full-size bottle. Let me just go in order from least favorite to most favorite. My least favorite, unfortunately, is definitely I Am Her. That one has keynotes of red velvet, pear, raspberry, and it also has some oud. Let me just remind myself. Yeah, you can definitely pick up on the fruitiness. You can definitely pick up on the red velvet and the oud. At least I can. And I feel like I'm able to enjoy all of those without it going too far in any direction. It's definitely well blended. I feel like I feel I can actually say that about all of the fragrances in the collection. But as far as I Am Her, this just reminds me of something else. Personally, it smells like Flower Bomb to me, and those of you who watch me regularly know that I am not an OG Flower Bomb fan. I don't think that it's unbearable like I think Flower Bomb is, but definitely not my favorite from the collection. So as far as upgrading this to a full-size bottle, no. But if you are someone who enjoys that kind of flower bomb, I've also heard that it smells like a JPG fragrance, Jean Paul Gaultier fragrance. I can't remember which one. I think La Belle is the one that has the pear. Don't get me the line. I'm not a JPG fan, but yeah, if you are a fan of that kind of designer fragrance DNA, definitely recommend checking out I Am Her whenever it's back in stock, or if you want to order it from Forever Mood directly. So yeah, I Am Her is definitely number 4, or at the bottom of the totem pole as far as I am concerned. Next at number 3 is definitely going to be NDA. Now NDA has keynotes of tobacco flower, spiced rum, and vanilla bean. And while this is not at all a bad fragrance, I find it kind of nondescript, in the words of my girl Vania McCall. This is just a vanilla. I don't find it to be especially exceptional, and that's because I'm not a vanilla girly, but those that are vanilla fans will probably really enjoy this. I also feel like NDA is a super light wear, and maybe that's the idea, to be present without being loud and obnoxious. Yeah, this This one is not a favorite for me either, but definitely worth checking out, especially if you are a vanilla fan. Next, at number 2 for me out of the Forever Mood launch is definitely You Remind Me, which is the Your Skin But Better scent. This has keynotes of apricot skin, white florals, and sensual musks. And it is very, very much that. You definitely get that apricot skin, and the fruitiness is there. It's never too sweet. And there is an air of sensuality and sexy to this, but it is fresh, clean, just out of the shower, and just pretty. Very much my vibe. If you know, you know. Doesn't go too far in that fruity or that musky direction, in my opinion. I wore this to bed and actually was still able to pick this up on my skin in the morning. I feel like this is going to be even better during the summer months, and as it's getting warmer now, this on warm skin, this definitely has a vintage, I won't say vintage, but nostalgic quality to this. It definitely reminds me of something, but I can't really quite put my finger on it. It's literally called You Remind Me. I will absolutely be spending some more time with this tester. Not much time, obviously, and probably upgrading to a travel spray, but I don't really see myself getting a full-size bottle of this, at least not just yet. I will definitely spend some more time with this and get back to you on it, but absolutely worth getting your nose on, especially if you are into Your Skin But Better fragrances. And obviously, last but not least, my favorite from the launch, which actually is really surprised me, is Hard to Get, and this is the Citron, Jasmine, and Vanilla Frosting keynote fragrance. I feel like this is probably everyone's favorite. I was actually really surprised by this. I definitely expected this to smell like Lyra, Bake, Devotion, but this actually really surprised me. Now, while this definitely has that citrus, white floral, vanilla scent profile that is ever so popular, the way that this is blended, Jackie. Again, we have that element of that citrus without it going too citrusy. It doesn't give me cleaner. We have the white florals, but I think it's a sheer jasmine if I'm not mistaken. And so it's definitely jasmine, but a laid back jasmine. You know what I'm saying? So it's never going too far in that white floral direction. And while the vanilla is very much vanilla, with it having that airy, fluffy, whipped consistency or texture to it, it just, I don't know, it's never too sweet, it's never too floral, it's never too citrus, and it's very present. Amazing sillage, definitely has gourmand facets to it, but because it's so light and airy and just pretty, and I would definitely say that this would probably lean to the more feminine side for most people. It's just done so well. My experience thus far with Forever Mood, I feel like all of them you're going to get like wafts of throughout the day. You probably won't smell them all the time in your scent bubble, but to get wafts of these fragrances throughout the day is definitely a pleasant experience. And I don't know, Jackie. I might have to go ahead and get me Hard to Get. I feel like these are pretty mass appealing fragrances overall. I definitely have some that outrank others, as we have clearly discussed, but a solid launch. Congratulations, Jackie. You're an icon. We stand for you. Definitely share your opinion on these and the other fragrances that I mentioned if you have experience with them in the comments, and keep it respectful. Okay, because there will be no Jackie slander here, or any other creator for that matter. I also know how the discourse can get when it comes to Black women and nice things. But yes, definitely recommend getting your nose on Forever Mood. Just my quick little 1-2 first impressions based on, you know, my little experience with the discovery set. So yeah, that's that. Let's start with the fragrances that have been added to the collection that we've either already talked about on the channel or that I've already smelled, so that way we can save the fun for the end. First up, which probably should be no surprise to anyone, also during the VIB sale, I picked up a full size, oh, wrong side, a full size of Pear Jam from Net. This is the packaging. I told you all about this fragrance in my last fragrance haul, but I had the travel spray. I had to stop lying to myself, okay guys? I went ahead and got the full size. It only comes in this one size. This is a 50 ml. And again, this is Pear Jam from Net. I don't know if the bottle is focusing just because it's clear, but Hopefully you all can see that. I love this bottle. It's oddly shaped, but the pink just really sets it off for me. I told you all about Pear Jam before. This is probably going to be one of, if not my signature scent for this spring. There's pear, there's raspberry, there's patchouli, there's akigala wood. I don't really want to deep dive into the notes because, like I said, we have talked about this already on the channel, and I'm also not going to bother spraying it because I already told y'all how obsessed I am with it. But if you remember the OG Victoria's Secret pear scent in the green packaging in the early 90s, this is for us, okay? This is juicy and mouth-watering. It's fun, it's flirty, but it's also a little bit sexy because of that akigala wood and that patchouli. This is fresh, fruity, floral, flirty, and fun without being too serious, but it's still grown. So absolutely love this. Highly recommend getting your nose on it if you're into clean, fresh, fruity florals. Now this one, as you can see, I literally just got in the mail, but I have smelled it before. This was actually gifted to me. Make sure I disclose because I know how y'all be feeling about PR. Y'all hate every damn thing. Now, like I said, this one I have smelled before, even though I just received this one from the brand in the mail. Shout out to Bon Perfumer for inviting me to brunch in New York City. Me and Sheree went a couple of weeks ago, and we were able to sniff some new goodies, and they also sent us home with fragrances. I'll tell you about the other fragrance that they sent me home with in just a second, but this one that I just got in the mail is 402, and you can see, or maybe you can't. I don't know if my lighting is going to capture it. Yep, there we go. You can see it's still in the plastic. I'm going to go ahead and open this. And let me just tell you, Sheree is not a fragrance girly. So if something stinks to her, she's going to say it. I don't know why I invited her to embarrass me in front of this brand. But I have to say, as picky as Sheree is when it comes to fragrance, she loved every single fragrance from Bon Perfumer, and so did I. I have really been enjoying 603, which I have told you all about previously on the channel, and they were gracious enough to send me a bottle of 402 after I fell in love with it at brunch. They also gave Sheree a bottle of 402 while they were at brunch, and they gave me another fragrance that I'll tell you all about in a second. So I just took the little sleeve off with the name of the fragrance, and here is how the fragrance comes in the packaging. Super simple and minimalistic. Instead of all the bells and the whistles, they just kind of let the fragrance speak for itself. Here is a close-up of the bottle, and as you can see, the key notes of this fragrance are vanilla, caramel, and santal. And yes, it smells exactly as good as you think it does. Let me get me a little test strip. Now this is a new bottle, so this, first of all, it smells delicious, but it's still very much perfume. It's sweet and sexy. Personally feel like this is unisex. I would love to smell this on a man, and I enjoy how it smells on myself, but I would have to say you definitely want to try it out and see how it registers on your skin and to your nose and determine how you feel from there. I feel like it's unisex, but you may feel differently. Like I said, me and Sheree love this scent. She's already gotten compliments on it. Now that I have my full bottle, I can't wait to spend some more time with this fragrance. And I especially can't wait to see how this develops and matures over time while it sits in my collection. You are interested in just a comforting, sexy, effortless, easygoing fragrance? Highly recommend getting your nose on 402 from Bon Perfumer. Now the actual fragrance that was gifted to me at brunch from Bon Perfumer is 203, and this is what that packaging looks like. Just gonna wait for you to adjust lighting. Thanks, girl. Appreciate you. Here is a close-up of 203. This has keynotes of raspberry, vanilla, and blackberry. So naturally, this was Sheree's favorite, but now this one, again, is the bottle that they sent me home with from brunch. So I've already been wearing this, and if you've been following me on social media, you already know that. The yellow sleeve, the yellow label fit this fragrance so perfectly because it's so bright, fresh, and juicy. Definitely a fruity fragrance, and there has to be some type of floral in here. I don't know all of the notes, but yeah, it just smells girly, fresh, fruity, and fun. But I have to tell you, the founder, Ludo, actually tried this on his skin, and this smells good on him too. So I'll just be trying to tell people if it smells feminine or masculine for, you know, descriptive purposes, but I don't personally subscribe to that. Wear whatever the hell you want. The vanilla just kind of sits in the background. It's definitely present, it's definitely there, but I feel like it never gets too sweet. I'm finding that that's a running theme with Bon Perfumer. Each fragrance that I have tried so far from Bon Perfumer has been so well blended and never goes too far in any direction. It's never too fruity, it's never too floral, it's never too sweet, it's never too woody. What I've noticed with Bon Perfumer is that while it's very laid back, easy, effortless, minimalistic, it's still very much present and makes a statement without doing too much. And that's very much my vibe, because if it is so, you ain't gotta say so. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be 80 degrees soon. Hoochie mommy season, okay? Sun's out, buns out, okay? Very much that vibe. Can't wait to spend some more time with this. And again, this is 203 from Bon Perfumer. That is so juicy. This next fragrance is a sample that was an absolute love at first sniff that has recently been upgraded. Nope, this next fragrance is a sample that was an absolute love at first sniff that was recently upgraded to a full-size bottle from the great people over at Twisted Lily. You all know how we stand Twisted Lily here, but we'll get into that in just a second. This is Andrea Mac's Ceramic. And we have talked about Andrea Mac previously on the channel. Here is a close-up of the bottle. And if you remember from when we talked about Andrea Mac previously on the channel, this is a house out of Iceland by an artist, which explains why, you know, we have this kind of geometric oblong shape. If you have been following me on my other platforms, or I might have put a short up here on YouTube as well, I have been in my freshie bag, and freshie girlies, come to the front. This one's for us. This is fabric softener. This is clean, fresh, plush, soft, perfectly fluffed laundry. There's also an air of sexiness to it. Don't ask me the notes. There's some citrus, some woods, probably some musks. Girl, I don't know. I think there's also some apple in this, specifically green apple, which just further adds to that freshness. Perfectly unisex. Literally anybody can wear this. I don't feel like this leans in one direction or another. But of course, that's subjective. Your experience may be completely different than mine. Oh my goodness. This is a perfect travel scent. But I also feel like I can wear this if I want to step out, especially during the warmer months. I have already been spending time with this, and this is just one of those scents where you just smell good without trying to smell good. You know what I'm saying? Now, while I don't subscribe to this or even really understand it, I know a number of people don't really enjoy smelling fresh and clean. Personally, I'm a fresh girly all year round, but I cannot wait to experience ceramic in 80, 90, 100 degree weather, because what a time! I absolutely love ceramic and highly recommend it, especially if you're a fresher girly like myself. If you have been tuned into my channel, you know that Twisted Lily is the plug and my go-to when it comes to experiencing these niche fragrances without embarrassing myself and wasting my money. As usual, you can find my link as well as my discount code to Twisted Lily down below in the description box. I already have a cart full of samples of stuff that I want to try. Regardless, I am so excited to have another freshie to add to the collection. And again, this is Andrea Mac's Ceramic. Next, I received some fragrances from Pacifica, which typically when I mention Pacifica on my channel, it's usually skincare, and I've even had some hair care products that they've sent to me, but I'm really excited to experience these fragrances. They've kind of been shifting around in the box. But if you have been tuned into my stories, maybe you saw them. Come on, lighting. Come on. Here are all of the fragrances. We have Beach Day, Passion Fruit, and Montana Sky. I have no idea about any of these fragrances. Editing Alexis here, and obviously a little rusty. I forgot to show you all the box and the close-up of the Beach Day bottle. And I forgot to say that this first bottle that I'm opening is Beach Day. I'm a mess, but back to the video. These are brand spanking new. I haven't sprayed, smelled, nothing. And just to prove to you all that I'm not lying, because I know how y'all don't like to take accountability for, you know, watching people that lie to you. This is very woody. I wouldn't say it's masculine leaning per se. It's kind of disappearing, at least on this box. Let's put this on a texture strip instead, you know. This is definitely giving a Santal 33-esque essence to it. A more dialed back version, but definitely along those lines. Very, very woody. Definitely not one of those sweet, creamy, or even powdery sandalwoods. This is more of a pencil shaving sandalwood. I don't think I enjoy this. I don't think that this is a scent profile for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see myself wanting to try this out on skin just based off of the texture strip or how it smells in the air. This isn't my favorite. Oh, in case you care, this is 2 fluid ounces or 59 milliliters, and it is glass. But yeah, I don't really love that at all. So yeah, that's Beach Day from Pacifica. Let's move on to the next one. Move on to Montana Sky. Again, it's my first time spraying this. Oh, I don't know if I showed you all a close-up of the bottle. This, I'm not enjoying either. This kind of smells like a man. I don't foresee myself, like it's choking me. I don't foresee myself enjoying this. And I'll be honest in saying that this one, it was enough on the tester strip for me to not care to experience it on my skin. Like, do you hear I don't know. I'm not enjoying this one. If you were into really natural, earthy, green, herbaceous fragrances, I can see this being successful for you. I am not. You know what I'm saying? This is, yeah, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. Is this what the Montana Sky really smell like? That's Montana Sky Parfum from Pacifica, and I think these are all eau de parfums. This is the one I feel like I'm going to enjoy. This is Passion Fruit from Pacifica. Here's a close-up of that bottle. Super cute. Let's get tester strip again. Ooh, I wonder if there's like some mango or like some pineapple or something in this. Again, I didn't do no research on these. I literally just opened them up out the box so that way we can have our raw first impressions together. I like this. Definitely smells like a fruity drink of sorts. And I think it'll be perfect for this spring and this summer especially. Yeah, it's just fruity, flirty, fun, girly, youthful. I'll definitely be spending some time with this, especially this spring and summer. And I'll report back my thoughts. But first impressions, at least on the tester strip, I'm glad we got one from Pacifica because, whew, girl, Pacifica was fighting for their lives. But again, this is Passion Fruit from Pacifica. While we're on the topic of affordability, last but not least, I have a few Middle Eastern fragrances that were sent over to me from Aroma Concepts. So shout out to them. I haven't even opened these. They're all in plastic. So, you know, let's just see. I'm going to start out with the one that I suspect will be my least favorite just because I am not a fan of the so blatantly obvious keynote of coffee. This is Eternal Coffee from Paris Corner. You can see that this still has the shrink wrap on it, girl. I am not a coffee fan in actual life or in fragrance, but, you know, let's see. Here is a close-up of the bottle. Again, and this is from Paris Corner, and this is Eternal Coffee or Coffee Eternal, girl, I don't know. This is an eau de parfum. This is 85 ml or 2.89 fluid ounces of fragrance. And let's just see. You know what I'm saying? While I'm not a coffee fan, let's hope for the best. The bottle is, you know, pretty good quality. I find that, you know, people typically say that Middle Eastern fragrances have really nice, heavy duty quality packaging, and I can definitely say that the bottle is heavy, but the cap is not. Oh my gosh, I hope that this doesn't give me a headache because I'm just not a coffee fan. And again, as you can see, nothing's coming out. First spray. Oh, that's not bad. There's like a chocolatiness to the coffee. Like, I definitely get the coffee, but it's not like a nauseating coffee, probably because it has some sweetness to it. It's definitely like a chocolatey, milky, vanilla. Okay. The coffee is there. And I do feel like the coffee is getting like stronger as it lingers in the air and as it sits on this tester strip and dries down. But it's not like a headache inducing coffee. It's very easy for it to go in that direction for me. Okay. This kind of smells like, this is going to sound crazy, but this is kind of reminding me of Chobani Flips. That is what it's smelling like first impressions, like the Greek yogurt. I'm so glad that this isn't making me nauseous. I can spend time with this, but I do feel like I'm probably going to spend time with this once it gets cool. So let's go ahead and spray this a few times, and I'm going to let this sit probably until the fall because that's what the girlies always say to do with these Middle Eastern fragrances. Yeah, we're gonna see about Eternal Coffee. I'm not mad at this. I was definitely afraid of that, but I feel so much better now. Again, this is Paris Corner Eternal Coffee, or Coffee Eternal, or whatever it is. But okay, all right. Next up is Taskin Caramel Cascade. Go ahead and get the plastic off. Here is a close-up of the box. And this is said to be a dupe of the well-beloved, super viral Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana. Wanted to make sure I did my best to pronounce it correctly this time, because the last time I did not. Here is the bottle, which I'm a fan of. I like that it's like matte, so it's not going to be super slippery. It kind of has some grippiness to it. And this one is actually a 100 ml, so I know that the vanilla girlies are rejoicing. Again, first impressions. I do have a decant of Bianco Latte, so I can speak to the fact of whether or not this is similar to it. If you do want a more in-depth comparison, I can definitely do that. Just let me know in the comments. But first impressions, I'm getting caramel and vanilla. I won't say that it's as, I don't think it's as dense as Bianco Latte or as strong and projecting and obnoxious as Bianco Latte, at least not yet. It probably could definitely change as it dries down, and especially as I let the fragrance itself sit. But first impressions, I can see some similarities, but as far as it being a dupe, I can't really say that just yet. Maybe down the line. Again, I'm going to go ahead and spray this a few times and let this sit, marinate in my collection for a little bit, just because I'm not really in a creamy sweet vanilla mood right now. It's springtime when I'm filming this. If you're a vanilla fan or a caramel fan or a caramel vanilla fan, definitely recommend getting your nose on this. I'll report back my thoughts in a future video, but if you have this in your collection or you tried this before, definitely sound off in the comments and let us know your experience. For those of us, you know, who don't know no better. So yes, solid first impression from Taskin's Caramel Cascade. And last but not least is the Pistachio Care fragrance. Child, don't get me the line. I'm sorry for mispronouncing this because I know I did. I just know I did. But this I saved to the end because it is allegedly supposed to be a dupe of Yum Pistachio Gelato from you know who. Here is the packaging without the plastic. Girl, can you speak today? There we go. And this one I'm definitely the most excited about because if you didn't know, I love Yum Pistachio Gelato. Oh, wait a minute. Struggling. Hold on. Here is a close-up of the bottle, which is, you know, really cute. A little large and in charge, but cute. Again, we get the heavy bottle with the cheap cap. Not a deal breaker, just letting you know. But let's go ahead and spray her. Again, first impressions. First impressions. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that smells good. I'm picking up the pistachio in a very similar way. I'm picking up that whipped cream and that cotton candy in a very similar way. I don't know what to say. This smells like Yum Pistachio Gelato. The nuttiness is there. The creamy sweetness is there. The airy fluffiness is there. But I also feel like I pick up a bit more of the fruitiness in this than I did in the original. And I don't mind that. It's still giving me that State Fair in a bottle vibe. I don't know. I will absolutely be trying this out this spring because this is yummy. Yeah, I likes that. I likes that. And I likes the bottle too. Hopefully this gets even thicker, deeper, darker, sweeter, denser. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. This shit smell good. I will absolutely be spending some time with this spring and summer and report back my full, you know, well-developed thoughts. But first impressions, what Chi-Chi say? Mona, you in danger, girl. Well, folks, that about wraps up today's fragrance haul. I truly hope that you all enjoyed it, especially since this was a more candid fragrance haul because it was really legitimately first impressions of most of them. Of course, make sure you sound off in the comments if you've tried any of the fragrances that were mentioned in today's fragrance haul. And if you're interested in purchasing or sampling some of them, make sure you check the links and any available discount codes down below in the description box because it really helps to support the channel. Now, on your way to watching another video of mine, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. I don't wanna hear no yeah. Got me daydreaming. Put your lips on my lips and strum me like a guitar. La 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 la. You got me moving, boy. You got me oohing, and I know what you're doing. Comfortable in my skin. Cozy with who I am. Comfortable in my skin. Cozy. Comfortable in